Now, the rest of the story.
All right, welcome back. Well, we're working on some stuff, doing a little bit of everything, as always, you know. There's always something to do. Well, Dad and Ryan were washing equipment off, and seems how the 76 and the JCB had both gotten a nice little bath. It seemed only fair that the Bobcat got a little bit of a wash down on it. So I was the one that pulled it out of the shed and got it parked down there. Dad washed it off, which is pretty nice of him. But the problem is, once the Bobcat was cleaned off and I was gonna bring it back up here and get the bucket and everything put back on it, the throttle was extremely loose and I had absolutely no power. Well, I had some power. I had idle power, if you want to call that anything. But here's the throttle, and it was just completely loose sitting on there. Well, this is one of those deals where you catch a break because let's just say all the parts stores are officially closed now. But what happened is, and we got to fix it properly. I'll explain that in a second. This little bolt here, this is a ball joint, which I'm not about to pull it out now, but this had fallen out of here, so this rod was just kind of hanging there, just doing its thing. So we had no throttle control. We went through and I got it back on, but it's really loose. This piece was actually tweaked. It was off to the side. Got that straightened out so it looks better than what it was. And like the old saying is, there's nothing farmers can't fix without baling twine and vice grips and duct tape. Well, it's not a vice grip, duct tape, or baling twine, but I think we need to add cable ties to that list of things that can, you know, quick fixes on the weekend. What I did is I put 2 cable ties on here. This is an extremely short-term fix. I mean, this is going to be here just long enough to use the machine for what we need to use it for today. Well, maybe tomorrow, and however long it takes us to get the extra part. It's amazing how just the littlest bits of parts and stuff can shut you down, and that's exactly what this bad boy did. Cable ties are going to allow this to have enough movement that we can actually use the machine. 2, because I don't have any heavier cable ties, that 2 pretty much should hold us over, keep it up and engaged, and we'll probably fix it Monday, Tuesday. Probably order the parts Monday, get the parts Friday. I joke. I have no idea how long it'll take to get the parts. We have 3 different places that if we absolutely need to fix it in today, depending on how bad we needed it and who had the parts, we could go all the way out to Farley, Iowa. Otherwise, Richie's Cobb is the first go, and then Darlington. There's a Bobcat dealer over there. And then if we had to, we would go to Farley. Of course, it's pretty much an hour and a half one way. But if you need it, you need it. So, yeah, this guy. If you guys are wondering why this machine is currently sitting in our machine shed, I will tell you. It's because we hired some people to spray our crops, and just by complete operator error, complete accident, I'm not accusing anybody, but that field of green out there, that soybean field, is a lot greener than what it's supposed to be. It's because that they didn't spray it for the first pass of beans. I'm really not going to blame anybody because it was a last minute change that we made in the planting season. On the maps, yes, it is changed over to soybeans. The operator, it wasn't Andrew, that went ahead and actually sprayed it. It looks to me like he got done spraying the main farm here, and then instead of hitting that as he was going out the driveway, he cut right across the road and just missed it. So why am I saying that when this machine is here? Because Andrew, this is Andrew's own personal private use machine. He actually went and He had a 25-gallon sprayer on it with, I think these booms are pretty neat. It beats the standard fold-out booms that we have that we put on our Gator, used to put on our Gator. What I want to do is, I'm actually going to go get this same setup. There is a kit for the Gator, or side-by-sides I should say, UTVs. It's a 45-gallon tank with the same boom. We measured this last night, and this can do a 30-foot spread pattern, which I think is awesome compared to a 10-foot pattern with a standard just boom. The plan was, because he already sprayed it, but seems how these do such a nicer job tracking rows. He was able to go through and spray that whole field in about 10 minutes, and we walked it, made sure he didn't destroy anything, and all it took was the little bit of beans that he hit just cutting around on the corners, and the amount of crop that he actually ran over is completely negligible. I don't think we'll even notice it. Compared to like a bigger sprayer that if it's going to hit any of the beans, any of the crop down through there now, it's going to pretty much knock them out for the rest of the season. And the nice thing about this is that you can see he brought his aluminum trailer. I mean, those bumper hitch trailers are pretty awesome. I mean, for hauling, you know, random odds and ends around. And that's exactly what he did. Saves him a lot of time trying to find or bring a self-propelled sprayer down when he can load up his four-wheeler and come down, and he sprayed here for like overall like 30 minutes because he did some spot spraying over where I have some volunteer corn. So I would much rather see him using this than the big sprayer. I mean, if you had to spray the whole farm, yeah, it makes sense, go get the big one, but it doesn't cost us near as much to use this machine. It's a Kimco. I'm not even sure. He's told me already what it was. I mean, this thing has a lot of snuff. I'm used to the, how much, the Hondas are 550s, right? 500 cc? 500. Yeah, 500s. This is significantly more. I think this was 700 or 800. It's a 700 LE, so I'm gonna assume that's approximately how big this machine is. Well, Andrew just jokingly, when he first bought it, he's like, hey, take it down across the field. Yeah, sure, no problem. Well, I did exactly that, and I just from being used to our machines, kind of goosed it a little bit because I'm used to, you know, half throttle and, you know, you're good to go. Well, this thing is in high range because it's an automatic. You put it in high range and you goose it about half the throttle like I'm used to, and the four-wheeler almost left me like the Looney Tunes. It's a good thing I had a good hand hold with grips, because the four-wheeler literally tried to pull out from under me. So it's actually, that's what we noticed last night too. It has the same tires, the Maxxis Bighorns, that the Gator has on it. So plenty of traction, especially for what he was doing. And I don't know, it's a nifty little machine. I'll stick with my Hondas. I like my Honda. I got really close to doing a Rincon, a Honda Rincon, but the problem is I like the manuals. I don't really like doing the automatics too much, just because I like more of the control over the speed I'm going for a lot of the jobs I'm doing. Because the problem is when you're doing like the high lows, especially like with the Gator, trying to get the speed that you really want to cruise at can be a little bit of a hassle, especially when you're at lower miles per hour. So going first, second gear, running through cattle or anything else like that, and then if they split off on you and take off on you, it doesn't take a whole lot to grab a gear or two and then disappear. So, all right, no, I don't plan on doing a sprayer in the back of our four-wheeler like this. As far as the sprayers like that, they're all right. I mean, to each their own. I am more on doing the spraying with the Gator with the closed cab, because I'm kind of a chicken when it comes to spraying. I don't really like doing much of the product chemical spraying. If I don't have to, I won't. So, all right, I think we already check on Ryan. So thanks for tuning in. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.